Welcome back to another episode of the Player Career Mode here on FC24. It's episode 27. We are in December of our first season with Arsenal, looking to wrap up the not only the calendar year, but as well as Europa League, which we are going to finish first no matter what. We will finish first there as Galatasaray play Real Betis. They would have to win 5, 6, 7-0, and we're obviously playing the worst team in our group in Wolfsburger. We finish first. We get to skip that pre-eliminating round. Now, ignore the top right scene where it says 99 plus skill points. I was testing out a mod to see whether or not I can actually get more skill points, and it worked a little bit too well. I was just going to put 20 skill points on there, and it gave me 999, or at least I think it's 999, which actually come out to. So I'm not going to use any one. So we still have 35 skill points banked up to use, and in fact, actually, I'll put up on a poll whether or not to use them. If I do get enough answers saying yes to use them, then I will use them. But they should go away soon, hopefully. I might just have to reload it and they'll go away. Today we are not going to play Leicester City. We are going to start against Wolfsburger. And in fact, we might not even play any games in the rest of this month, to be completely honest. Maybe Brentford. But then we'll get into the January transfer window where we have Tottenham, Stoke City, and Crystal Palace. And in fact, that's almost exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to simulate through these though. That way I can get the training and done like that. So let's get through the rest of the calendar year. And let's get to business as Forbes gets on the score sheet here in a 2-1 win against Leicester City. Final game of the Europa League, and we win 2-1. So even if by some miracle AS Monaco won 5-6-0, they needed us to lose, and we just weren't losing. A Bukayo Saka brace. Yeah, and here we go. We are into January 2nd now, in which our first game of this calendar year, and our first game of the episode is the North London Derby once again, and then we have away at Stoke. And then Crystal Palace, who are up there in our league, at least last time we checked. So the games we quick simmed, we won against Leicester, we beat Wolfsburger. We lost to Wolves in quite literally a 90th minute goal. And then we lost to we beat Nottingham Forest, and we beat Brentford. A lot of 2-1 score lines here. In fact, only 2 games that weren't 2-1 score lines the entire month. That is actually kind of absurd there. So yeah, let's get into the action here. Looking at that, and before we actually get into the action, let's look at the table here. Newcastle United are currently sitting in first with above New Manchester City by 1 point. We are actually only behind top of the spot by 2 points now. Man City has fallen off. Newcastle has fallen off. We were 6 points behind City at 1 point. Now we're only 1 point behind them, 2 points behind Newcastle. So Crystal Palace are falling off as I kind of expected. They now sit in 9th place, and all the way down here Everton still winless this entire season. That is diabolical. Let's go ahead and look at the Europa League, and in fact let's go look at the Champions League. Let's go look at the Champions League to see the 3rd place teams that got knocked down to the Europa League, to the preliminary round. So we have Rangers, Celtic, Ajax, Manchester City are in the Europa League now. That's not good for us. We have Benfica down there, Leverkusen are down there, Atalanta are down there, Napoli are down there. So some good teams that got knocked down to the Europa League, which is interesting. And Atletico Madrid versus Manchester City. But I guess Atletico Madrid were already in the Europa League. They finished second in the group. So that's actually a big matchup for us. One of the 2 powerhouse teams will get knocked out. Hopefully, honestly, Man City. I would love for Man City to get knocked out. Lazio and Leverkusen, that's also another big matchup there. There's actually quite a few decent matchups here already in the Europa League knockout stages in the preliminary round. And we'll quickly go through the groups to see who finished in first as well. Obviously, we finished first in our group. Copenhagen finished first in Group G. Athletic Club in Group F. Salzburg in Group E. Helsinki in Group D, which knocked Atletico Madrid to the pre-eliminating rounds. Sporting in Group C. Marseille in Group B. And then OGC Nice in Group A. So, looking at the Europa League groups itself, honestly, it's not that terrible it's not that good of teams in the group stages. Atletico Madrid is the best one, and they finished second in the group, so that's interesting. But let's get into the action now. We finally get into the action here. Tottenham are going to lose the ball. Martin Odegaard took it away from the defender. It will fall into the feet of Forbes, and on his left foot, Forbes will find the back of the net, and just like that, we have a great start to the North London Derby here. I thought it was a little shaky taking it on his left foot, but it worked out anyway. I nearly thought it was going to fall off and go wide. But it kind of did like this weird like curving back-ish move. It like curved. It did like I traveled it almost, essentially. Which is actually kind of insane. We take the lead early on. That's into Martin Odegaard, though, taking the ball away from the defender that early in the game. Back to Forbes, down the line, though. And Forbes crossed in, back post. Can't find Davies. It was the right idea, though. Havertz is now at Tottenham. What is going on there? He was just at Arsenal a couple days ago, the traitor. What the hell is going on there? Get taken out. Am I gonna get a red card for that? If so, I'm completely down to get a red card for that. But surely you stopped the game before that. It is only a yellow. We'll pick up a yellow card for that. Have some of that, Havertz, you traitor. Say that Ramsdale comes off the wall. Brilliant. I might get sent off here. I might have to tackle Havertz again. Odegaard wins the ball back off of the corner. He'll find Forbes down the line now. And Forbes, a 1-on-2 with the defenders. And Forbes is in behind. Not able to get past one, but he get something. And Forbes can't get the shot off. I made a mess up, but Sandy Lakanga taken away as well. Halftime, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Forbes in the 6th minute. I also got a yellow card for taking out Kai Havertz, the cheater. Forbes wins the ball back. He'll fall to Odegaard. Back to Forbes now, and Forbes might be in behind. A little tired, and defenders catching up. Draginson's very quick. Emery Chan is very quick. Look at that ball from Odegaard to Bukayo. And Bukayo Saka now, it's really by himself. He has Smith Rowe with him. Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka. And we're looking well on a good 1-0 win here, maybe even more. Smith Rowe into Forbes. Did I stay onside? I did. Onto his left foot. And Forbes will find the back of the net to add a cherry on top in the 91st minute. We double the lead there. Again, have some of that. It's even sweeter knowing you're playing against one of your former players to absolutely just snake your entire club to go play with your rivals. We end the game there, making the most pointless sub ever. I wonder how long that sub's been registered for, because this is the most pointless sub ever. He played literally no time at all. But we win 2-0. We will pick a man of the match as well, just simply because of those 2 goals. And we get another skill point. We get another 2 goals to our tally. And we take down Tottenham. We drew to them in the first game. We beat them in their own house. Next game up, can we do it in a not rainy day, in a very overcast 3 o'clock game here at Stoke City? It's us in the FA Cup. It's an unchanged starting 11 besides Virgil. It's finally getting dropped for Upamecano to see. Now this is a starting 11 plus somebody else in the midfield to replace Lakanga, in all honesty. But this is a starting 11 that we should be having. Let's get to it. And Odegaard's going to get it, and Odegaard's going to shoot it. I think he shot it because I hit circle on accident. So it forced him to shoot it. We'll get the corner anyway. That's perfectly fine. Can we convert on the corner now? Forbes now. Forbes now. Still Forbes. Still Forbes! And out for a corner. Into Forbes. Forbes splitting the defense. That's beautiful work. Onto his left foot. Never mind. He's going to travel it on his right foot. And Forbes will find the back of the net. And that is goal number 3 for the additional skill point there on his right foot. Forbes over the top for Bukayo. If he's on side, he is. And Bukayo now. Still Bukayo. Have a crack at it, Bukayo. Saved by Tavares and out for a corner. And now it'll be halftime. 1-0 up. Here we go. Second half of the FA Cup here against Stoke City. We took the opener, looking now to double and firm that lead. Even though Stoke City have looked nowhere near threatening. But Forbes is on the attack. And Forbes to double the lead. And Forbes will double the lead in the 49th minute. We doubled the goal tally. We double the lead. And we go 2-0 up. That's a good header out to Forbes. Actually found me. Forbes now against that guy. Can we cut in against him? The defenders are getting back. Lakanga is there if support needed, but we get taken out. It's a foul. It's a possible yellow card. And you know, we haven't been injured for a long time. We went through a little injury crisis in the first 2 seasons, but I don't think we've been injured since for at least a long period of time. Knock on wood. I think this is going to sky it all the way up there. Oh my God, look at that ball movement though. Forbes Forbes! I wanted that spectacular for the hat trick. Couldn't get to it though. Last chance for that hat trick for Forbes. I'm gonna be a little bit selfish again. We do have whoever that is. I think that's not Barty. I almost said Barty. It's Odegaard crossed in. Brahim Diaz, that's who that was. No hat trick for us, but a 2-0 win. And still, man of the match once more. We'll take that at least. Now, I did think about it. I'm going to utilize our advantage to actually use some of these skill points that I do have in the game. We're only going to use the 20 that I thought I was going to be able to mod in. In fact, we're not going to use all 20 because we are only going to improve our ball control, which is 1 here. So that's 1 skill point. That's another skill point. So we're up to 2. And then this is 3 and 4. So we just improve our skill points by 4. We use 4 skill points. So it's actually not even that bad. It's pretty much just a level up. So that's perfectly fine. And that's pretty much all the skill points we earned today, bar 1. We only earned 3 today, and we have used 4. So yeah, there's that. So, and now all the skill points do go away. So I had to actually use it for them to go away. Thank the Lord. So I can't be tempted by the fate anymore. Them just staring me in the eyes. And we got to earn them by leveling up, at least for now, until we get to max level, which I think is 50. I think max level is 50. Welcome to the club, Zai Emery. He just got signed, apparently. I guess we just signed him. And welcome to the club, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He just got signed to Arsenal as well. Wow. I think Hakimi got sold because Hakimi wasn't here last game. I don't think he was. I think Hakimi is gone. I could go check, and I probably should go check. Let me go check, actually. I think I'm thinking Hakimi got sold. That's why we have Trent. Right back situation. Hakimi did get sold. Trent now moves over here to Arsenal. So we do a like-to-like swap. I'm assuming it was a swap deal for us to be able to replace him just like that. And then we did go ahead and I guess buy Zai Emery, 20-year-old, 84 overall center mid. That's good work out of us. That's honestly perfect work out of us. Let's get into the game here against Crystal Palace now in the Premier League. Vamos! We finally have a home game. I've literally been playing away every single day. It's away from home. We're finally back home against Crystal Palace. We lost to Crystal Palace the first game in December. It's time to get our revenge at our home down into Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe. Back over the top for Forbes, maybe no down the line to Forbes. Oh, this is my first look at me getting better ball control as well. I have like top 90 ball control. Forbes is down injured and down tackled from the very beginning of the game here. And Daniel Munoz has a yellow card to start the game off here. Forbes is going to be the one to take it in. I'm going to try and whip it in the box. Maybe too much power. Enough loft. Header straight to the keeper. Smith Rowe, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. Halftime, boring game here, 0-0 at the break. Very boring. Forbes gets taken out. We'll continue on though. Man, I get punished for that. That's insane. Saka over the top for Forbes now. Forbes cut back. The cutback was so terrible. I couldn't get the pass off to Martin. And that's going to be game over. It's going to be a 0-0 draw here against Crystal Palace. We don't get the revenge. And in fact, EA is going to give them no, they will not. 0-0. A horrific performance, a very boring performance. In fact, you might only see us go 0-0 at halftime. That's how bad it was. And because that game was so boring. Hold on. No, don't tell me we sold Odegaard. Don't tell me we sold Odegaard. Please don't tell me we sold Odegaard. Please still be at the club. Martin Odegaard. Okay, thank the Lord. He's just not playing. Oh, thank the Lord, he's just not playing. But because that Crystal Palace game was so boring, we're going to go here now in the FA Cup against Luton Town. It's looking like the full-strength team besides, obviously, Martin Odegaard. Let's get to it. Let's see if we can continue our FA Cup journey. If we can somehow win the treble this season, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Europa League, that might be a good way to end the series itself. Obviously, Europa League not being the best European competition to win. But hey-ho, it's what you got. And here we go. Luton against Arsenal, away from home again. Another away trip. Just can't get away from these road trips here. Declan, Forbes, Smith Rowe, back to Forbes, back to Smith Rowe, back to Forbes. Forbes now on his right foot, blocked. Forbes down the right-hand side now. Still with Forbes. He has Smith Rowe making that run. We're going to cut it back to him. The defender did well there and cleared by the back line. That's already halftime, 0-0. What is going on here? a little bit more activious in this game. Smith Rowe, Emil, shot blocked by Menji and out for a corner. Forbes might get the ball off the defender there. A shaky touch, and Forbes now down the line. And Saka just didn't want to run. That is horrific. That's just not what needs to be happening. Wow. 0-0. And that's going to be the last game of the episode. There's no way we signed Zaire Emery and he wants to now leave the club. I hope that's a loan deal, and even if it is, we're not going to let it happen. We are just going to quick sim it. We should reject all deals that are on the table, and Zaire Emery will stay here. When we come back, we fight for top spot against Newcastle and Manchester City. We also figure out the FA Cup replay against Luton Town. We have Chelsea in the league, and we'll probably get all the way to February or to March as well, where we might have another FA Cup game if we advance there, and possibly find out our Europa League or round of 16 team or opponents there. So for now, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.